240 students were asked to name their favorite sport. Here's the data that was collated. We have the sports in one column and the number of students in the other column. Cricket is the favorite sport amongst 60 of the 240 students. Football is the favorite sport amongst 48 of the 240 students. The total number of students is 240. We have to construct a pie chart to represent this table. So we would draw a circle to represent all the 240 students and then divide the circle into sectors to represent the popularity of each sport. The size of each sector depends on the popularity of that particular category. But what does the size of the sector depend on? It depends on the angle it subtends at the center. So what we need to find is the angle each sport represents. We look at the first sport, which is cricket. How do we find the angle its sector represents? We know that a circle completes a full 360 degrees. So the total number of students will represent 360 degrees. If 240 students represent 360 degrees, how many degrees will 60 students represent? It will be 60 by 240 multiplied by 360 degrees. Let me erase this. It will be 60 by 240 multiplied by 360 degrees. 60 times 4 is 240 and 4 times 90 is 360 degrees. This will equal 90 degrees. It means cricket will represent 90 degrees of the total 360 degrees. 48 students say football is their favorite sport. So football would represent 48 by 240 multiplied by 360, which is 72 degrees. What we're essentially doing is dividing the number in each category by the total number of students and multiplying it with 360 degrees. Tennis would be 36 by 240 multiplied by 360 degrees, which will equal 54 degrees. Similarly, table tennis would represent 36 degrees, rugby would represent 27 degrees, badminton 27 degrees, and basketball 54 degrees. You will see that the more popular a sport is, the bigger will be its angle. If we have done the calculations correctly, the sum of all the angles would also equal 360 degrees. With this information, we would be able to draw a pie chart for this table. Just one small hassle. It doesn't sound great when you say that cricket represents 90 degrees, football represents 72 degrees of a possible 360 degrees, and so on. We need a better measure, and that measure is the percentage of each category. Finding the percentage is simple. Since cricket represents 90 degrees out of a possible 360 degrees, the percentage would equal 90 by 360 multiplied by 100, and that gives us 25%. 90 degrees out of a possible 360 degrees, we multiply this by 100 to get the percentage. But what is this 25%? This tells us that cricket is the favorite sport amongst 25% of the students in this class. What about football? As football represents 72 degrees, its percentage would be 72 by 360 multiplied by 100, and that equals 20%. 20% of the class says that football is their favorite sport. Similarly, the percentage for tennis would be 54 by 360 multiplied by 100, which is 15%. Angle of that sport divided by the angle the entire circle subtends at the center multiplied by 100. Table tennis would be 10%, rugby 7.5%, badminton also 7.5%, and basketball 15%. We're done with the calculations. All that's left is construction of the pie chart. We will use the angles to make the pie chart and write the percentages next to the sectors for easier understanding. We will complete the construction in the next part of the video.